Good morning. Hi, this is Sam Gaylord. I am the managing partner of Gaylord Pop in Trenton, New Jersey, and I am here today as I'm going to be starting an instructional video series regarding workers' compensation issues, Social Security disability issues, and disability pension issues. And what I thought would be a really good way to start would to create this video series on sort of a how to file a claim, how to appeal a claim, how to do different things which are now required to be done online and which are part of the process when you hire an attorney. So the first thing we're going to do is today is we're going to show you how to file a workers' compensation claim in the state of New Jersey. What this presupposes is that you have been injured and in the course of your employment and that you have retained an attorney. That attorney, if they specialize in workers' compensation, should be able to either have themselves or one of their staff file the claims online, as they should have an account with the state of New Jersey in order to do that. One of the best questions that I can suggest asking an attorney that you're meeting with regarding whether they specialize in workers' compensation or not is whether or not they, in fact, file their claims online. And I would suggest to you that if they don't, that may mean that they are not specialists in the area of workers' compensation. In New Jersey, one of the true facts that I can indicate is that if you've been hurt at work and you have a workers' compensation claim, you definitely want to find an attorney who specializes in that area of law. It's a very concentrated area, very detailed, and certainly requires a specialist to assist you. So the first thing we're going to do here, as I indicated, is we're going to file online. You want to go to your web browser and you would type in New Jersey Workers Compensation Courts Online, and that should take you to a series of choices. And then you go to the Department of Labor, and there you are. So this is the web landing page for Courts Online. There's a tremendous amount of information which over the next several videos we will explore together. But for today's purposes, I just wanted to start this educational series and then see what people are interested in, and then we'll sort of adjust how we're going to continue to provide the information. So we're going to go to our online link, and that should hopefully take us there. And there we go. So now, as your attorney or his office would have an account, they would have an ID and a password. And then they would type that in, and that takes us to this page, which talks about welcome you, but also gives you the statute section and the disclosing of information warnings. So we are going to agree to that. And then here we are. This is the Workers' Compensation Courts Online system. This allows us to not only file claims, but also answer claims. It also allows us to check to see when the status of a case is. It also allows us to see if a client has certain liens, either state disability liens or child support liens, and so that this is a very, very helpful concentrated area. But again, today we're going to file our new claim, and we're going to go and file a claim petition. So we need to assign a Social Security number, so we'll create that. And is this claim being filed by a third party or guardian? If you have a minor or if someone is incapacitated, then there would be a third-party administrator or guardian, but for our purposes today the answer is no, and so we hit next. Okay, this takes us to the party information page, so we are going to go through this process here, And so we'll say, how about, we'll say Sam Jones, and he lives at, let's say, 850, we'll say Ewing Road, which is made up here. And we'll say Trenton, New Jersey, and 08628, or 625, we'll say. Okay, so now one of the great features here early on in the form is this particular button right here. If you know the city where someone is living, or if you know a zip code, then you can type either in and it will give you the other. Example, if we go in here and type 08625, it comes back down and it lets you know that it's Trenton. And if you went over here and you went Trenton and got rid of the zip code, then and do the search that way, it gives you the list of all of the Trenton zip codes that are possible. So that is a nice feature there. Down here, we're going to type in the date of birth. So we'll say, what do we say? We'll say 11/30/1969, and we'll go over here and select the gender. Sam Jones is a male. Okay, so now for our purposes today, I'm going to just indicate that the employer is the state of New Jersey. So what you would do is you would type in the address. Again, for an employer, a private employer, you just have to know their address. For the state, we can do 620 P.O. Box, or P.O. Box 620. That's what we'll do. P.O. Box 620. That's Trenton, New Jersey, and that's 08625. Again, here you have the same features where you can, if you know one or the other, and if they go by a different name, you can do that. Certainly, the state is insured. Now that brings us over to this page. My information, because I am because I have this license to do this in terms of being a member. I have my information already entered there, and then over here we go for the insurance. So in this case, we know it's the state of New Jersey, so we type in state and hit search, and it gives us a full list of all of the insurance companies that have the word state in it, and we are looking for state of New Jersey right down here, risk management, so we would select that. And then it gives you the choice. It says you've selected this. Is that really what you want? The answer is okay, and it automatically populates into the form. You may have a claim number, so you can enter that. From date and to date is in terms of whether the person is working or out of work. And then if you're not sure of who the carrier is, because you think there may be one or two, you always have the option to add an additional carrier. So we're going to save and continue that. And it takes us now to the injury details. So we're going to indicate that we got injured, let's say, on June 30th of this year. And it was not an occupational disease. It was a specific accident. And where the injury occurred, we'll say premises. And how it occurred, we'll say slip and fall. And the injury. Now this you want to try and be detailed. Interesting, detailed but generic. You want to make sure that you indicate which body part has been injured or body parts. You also want to make sure that you're not overly specific in terms of saying that it's a knee fracture when it may be a ligament tear, something to that effect. So you try and be, at least in my practice, generic when it comes to doing that. So we're going to say we hurt lower back, and we're going to say sprain and strain, and we're going to then say it's an orthopedic injury. So we do that. The date stopped work, the date returned to work, and the date the injury was reported. Well, the state really makes you file those claims, an incident report on the same day, and you usually have to do that with your supervisor, so we'll do that. And then it asks for your occupation. So I'll say manager 1. And then your weekly pay. The state pays twice a month, but that's sort of bi-weekly. We could include that. And then the gross pay every 2 weeks is, we'll say, 1,500. So our rate of compensation would be, well, actually, we'll make it a little easier here. We're going to say 1,600. So that way it's 800 a week, and that way the rate of compensation is 70% of that, and 70% of 800 is 560. Easier math here on a Sunday morning. The employer is, in fact, providing medical treatment, so that's good. And then down here it asks for occupational disease, but it's not. These are interrogatories. They're specific questions that can get asked, but we're going to make a demand for all of your medical records. Then you have to ask, is your client Medicare or Medicaid eligible? And we'll say all of these are no for our example. And we're going to save and continue. And then it asks us to print that particular copy, so we're going to actually take a view of that. And hopefully that'll come up soon. So then what happens is, there we are. So now you can see this is the actual claim petition. Now up top here, when the case gets submitted and filed, you would then be assigned another one, or you would receive another one of these looking forms, but it would have a claim number, and it would tell you the vicinage or the court that you're going to be in. Now in New Jersey, that goes by where the petitioner lives. If the petitioner lives out of state, then it goes to where the employer is located. So that would be filled in. So you confirm all of this information, and you make sure it's right. Yes, 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 looks good. And then on the second page, you have the client sign where it indicates petitioner. This becomes your hard copy in the office. So you print this out, then you have that hard copy in the office. And then what you would do is you would submit this, and then that would, as I indicate, pop up with another one of those claim forms, which would allow you to print that out, and then depending on who the insurance attorney is going to be, you could always email them a copy so that they can file an answer. If they participate in courts online, they would get it automatically, and then they'll file an answer also online. I hope this has been helpful, and certainly if you need any additional information or have any other questions regarding workers' compensation, Social Security disability, or disability pension appeals, I would recommend that you visit our website at www.gaylordpop.com or contact us directly at 609-771-8611. I look forward to next weekend, and have a good week. Thanks.